Okay, here we are at the Wizard World Chicago 2017, and I'm with your name.
Genese Davis. It's a unique name. It's like Denise, but with a G. Genese.
Very nice to meet you, Denise. Let's hear about it. You're an author.
I am, and you know what's crazy is I never knew I would be an author. I actually started out, my first job was 12 years old, cleaning horse stalls and water tanks, and I used that skill to teach horseback riding lessons in college. I also worked at a bank and worked my way up from teller to manager, but there was always a story in me. I always wanted to write about a female in tech and hackers and gaming and computers. I'd never seen that before, right? You always want to see something you haven't seen. So I wrote about Kaylee and I wrote The Holder's Dominion. And what's so cool about it is that she is not a gamer, but she goes head to head with this hacker who's manipulating players inside this online game, and even in parts of their real life, like hacking into their jobs and their home life. So what's cool is that you have this woman going head to head with a villain in a way that she never thought possible. She steps outside her comfort zone. She dives into this tech and AI and hacker world, and you see her take on that challenge. So it's a really cool feeling to see that this book, in its infancy around 2013, was actually, it was almost picked up if I changed Kaylee to Ken, but I refused because I wanted to keep her a woman in tech.
Is this your first book that you've written?
Yes, so it was my first book that was written, and now Adam Simon is a screenwriter that wants to make it a movie. So I'm fingers crossed, and this book launched me into writing a sci-fi series for Benaroya Pictures in LA and a fantasy series for Pop Life. And so it's crazy that even if you feel uncomfortable with changing careers, it's worth it if you have a story to share.
And then as far as what do you think of the event today so far?
I love Wizard World Comic Cons because they have so many different panels. They have so many different artists and creators here. It's not just comics and pop culture. You have authors, you have writers, you have the kind of artists that can do fine art, they can do popular culture art, and then you have video games too. Like you can, go see the gaming stage. You can go to my panel that's how to get a career in video games or how to get a career as an author. So I try to bring panels that are not just about painting an homage to pop culture, but actually, if you want to work in the industry, let us give you tips and tricks for things that we've learned.
Right. Well, so you have a panel this weekend.
Yes, let me show you this. So, we have all of these panels. It's amazing. We have modern mythology and urban fantasy, for example. We have women creators breaking stereotypes. We have science fiction, video games, how to get published. My favorite is villains, how to create a great villain. We talk about Joker, Cruella de Vil, Ursula.
After this book, do you think you'll write another one, or we'll see?
Yes, all my fans want a sequel to Holder's Dominion, so I'm writing the sequel. And then I just finished the first novel for Benaroya Pictures of the trilogy, so that'll be published next year. And then the fantasy novel for Pop Life is almost done, so I have that. And if you can believe it, I have a 2-year-old to boot. So I'm juggling all of that stuff.
Well, is there information? Is there a website or Facebook that people can follow?
Absolutely. So all the panels are listed under the wizardworld.com programming tab. And then for me personally, you can find me at genesedavis.com. So it's very uniquely spelled with a G. And I always say it's like Denise, but with a G to help people remember. And then, of course, I'm on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. I try my best to post, but I'm writing a lot. And I have the 2-year-old, so it's a lot.
Well, it's an excellent book. And the book again, the name of it?
The Holder's Dominions.
Genese, thank you so much for coming to this event. You're a great author and a great person to talk to. And thanks so much for talking.
Thank you so much. Thanks, guys.